Okay, so after Shadow takes the bullet for classic Sonic, Sonic says, no, and then Silver says, no, this wasn't supposed to happen, and Sonic says, wait, who are you? And he says, I'm Silver the Hedgehog, and then Sonic says, now Shadow is dead because of you, and then he bitch slaps him, and then Tails is over here, he's like, stop, Sonic, this isn't you, and then after that, Tails goes to find classic Sonic, and classic Sonic is looking at the sunset, because he's got a lot of his mind, he's going through a lot of, like, survivor's guilt right now, and so Tails says, it wasn't your fault, and then Sonic is just like, hey, I've got a lot on my mind, buddy, I just need to think and everything. Tails is like, oh, okay, and then Tails gets sucked into this vortex, and classic Sonic is like, no! Okay, so with Tails in the void, classic Sonic goes and he finds the other hedgehogs, and he's like, guys, Tails is in the void, and Sonic says, what do we do? And Silver says, I don't know, man. Oh shit, time travel. And Sonic goes, oh yeah. And then Silver explains, you see, it all started with the AirPods. We need to stop Rouge from starting her TikTok shop. Bet. Word. And then Sonic knocks down the door to Rouge's studio apartment and says, Rouge, we need to talk. And she says, damn it, Sonic, I was almost done recording this thirst trap to Baby No Money. And he says, Shadow is dead. Oh shit, for real? And then Sonic explains the ethics of consumerism to Rouge, and she says, oh, I didn't know it was that deep. My bad. How do I fix this? 10 minutes later, in the past, Silver appears, and he explains the ethics of consumerism to past Rouge. And she says, shit, my bad. I'll return these to UPS. And this is like the drop-shipped AirPods. And then, meanwhile, while Silver is on his mission, Classic Sonic and Movie Sonic are talking. And Classic Sonic says, wait, if Rouge in the past stopped her TikTok shop, then that means... And then he disappears. And then Movie Sonic says, oh man, I hope he's able to unpack his trauma. After all, the 90s weren't as open about mental health and all. And so Silver goes back and he finds Sonic. And he says, where's the little man? And Sonic says, you reversed Rouge's effect on the space-time continuum, so he's gone. And Silver says, oh, damn, he never got to unpack his survivor's guilt, and now he's back in the 90s? Yeah, I know, rip. And then Sonic has a whole moment because he is realizing, I never got to tell Shadow that I love him. And then Silver says, hey man, number one, I'm not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with gay people, but my uncle's gay. And number two, we wrapped up the time travel, so I'm done here as a plot device. And Sonic says, it's okay, I mean, it's not, but you're not hetero, so I don't expect you to get it. Silver says, ouch. I'm gonna head out. God bless, man. Silver leaves, and Sonic says, no, I'm not gonna let it end like this. It's the last thing that I do.